Ha! Yo, I'm sorry I'm late. Welcome to the texture painting stream. Welcome. And yeah, for the VOD watchers, feel free to skip ahead to the beginning of the texture painting process. If you're wondering why some of the chapters are still not up for the previous videos, they will be up soon. I'll try to get them sorted out by tonight. But yeah, feel free to skip ahead while I wait for the people to come in. But anyway, yeah, texture painting. Let me just make sure that I'm live everywhere though, because I am like 20 minutes late. And okay, good. And let's see, Discord. Let me see if it's, yep, notified. Okay, great. Sorry about that. I had to deal with some baking stuff, right? Because I've tried baking the procedural masks on stream before, and that caused me some problems. So Nalkimus Prime, hey Childish, Soy, hello, welcome back to the stream, y'all. Texture painting, let's go. Alex first, let's go. If Mia is still here, sorry for being late. Yep. Hey Robin, welcome in. So yeah, today we're gonna be doing some texture painting. I'll just wait for like another 3 minutes and then we'll begin the process. I'm so ready for this. Let's go. All right, let me just run through with you guys what I have prepared so far. All right, I'm only gonna be texturing the head and the shirt. So let me just, there it is, right? I have the Ucupaint mask set up for the shirt, but the face, we don't need any masks for the face, and we'll start we'll do the setup from scratch. All right, so yep, let's see, I think, and let's do 1 more minute and then we'll begin the texture painting process. Hey Rotha, welcome to the stream. Just came out of ads. Hey Alex, you're the first today. Runette, hello. You UV unwrapped off stream? I kind of did, but let me just give you a quick look on how that went, okay? So it went like this. Done. UV unwrapped, okay? I just did a smart UV project. Nothing too fancy. And I did a little bit of testing off stream as well to make sure that there were no issues. And I had the angle set to 25. That way it's really fragmented, but it doesn't matter because we're hand painting, so who cares? Look at that. Okay, right now we're looking at a triangle, a rectangular image. So just ignore the fact that the UV is stretched. That'll be solved. But what I have here on the side is a PBR render of this character, right? Yep, I just threw on a very simple leather procedural noise. I just threw on a Voronoi texture, plugged it into the bum map. What else? Yeah, it's just like studio lit render so that I can color pick stuff, right? I don't have to do a lot of guesswork. But yeah, I got all of that boring stuff out of the way, you know? Makes no difference as long as it doesn't overlap. Exactly. Okay. Let's get right into it, shall we? Let's get right into it. All right. The UV unwrapping always surprises me because you think you know what it'll look like, and then you get a boo. Right. Okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is to do a quick setup in Ucupaint, right? So let's do that real quick. I'm gonna turn on. No, we don't need alpha. We don't need ambient occlusion, but I'll just leave it on. Why not? You know what? I'll just toggle everything. That's fine. And then yeah, Ucupaint, skin paint. Yep, that's fine. All right, and then the base color is already plugged into that. You know what? Actually, what I'm gonna do is do this. Yep, because I have the hue set value plugged in, like plugged after the color attribute to kind of like make it a little less bright, because she's really fair, right? And this is the base color that I used for the concept art. But it was really bright, so yeah, I had to tone it down a little bit. But then when it comes to painting, we're still gonna look at the flat colors, right? The color straight out of the concept art. So first thing we're gonna do is to create a new image, and I'm gonna do 2K. 2K should be more than enough for like a base, I guess like to lay out the foundations, right? We can always create a new image on top of it to then paint in the details later. This tiny goes live and I'm on a shitter. Mia, oh no. You know what? You get the honorary first, because you were literally here before the stream even went live, so I will acknowledge that, alright? Okay, skin paint. Let's do base. How are you doing? How's the shit going? Going smooth? Alright, so we're gonna do 2K. I'll just write 2K. And then let me just pull up the ref real quick. And then I'll do texture paint. I'm gonna use the soft brush. Alright, and okay. One thing that I need turned on right off the bat is the unify. Is the music too loud, by the way? Let me just... No, I think it's fine, right? Let me know if the music's too loud. But yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is to turn on the unify color. Where is it at? Use unified color. There we go. That way, when you switch between like different brushes, you keep the colors, right? Because you know, different brush sets, they store different information, but if you want them to be unified, just use this, right? And I'm gonna color pick the concept art real quick. There you go. Look at how bright that is. Then her lips. Do this. All right. Asian Daddy. Hey, Barcode. Welcome to the stream. Good volume on my end. Okay, great. Good. All right. So I'm gonna fill it in. It's not gonna. You're not gonna see any difference. You know what? Let me unplug this so you guys see a visible change. All right. Yep. Let me go back to Ucupaint and let's fill this up. There we go. All right. And then now we can start laying in the colors. Okay. It's a little hard to see because we're looking at like the flat colors right now. So since we're working with one layer right now, we can just view it at the we can look at the viewport shading instead of the material preview, because this way we can turn on the shadow option, right? Just so that we can roughly see what's going on. I'm gonna turn off cavity. Just need a little bit of shadow to know what's up. And then I'll set this to texture. Then I'll do the same thing with the shirt, because again, today we're only gonna paint these two, the shirt and the face, okay? And then we're gonna do 2K as well. Base 2K, and let's color pick the concept art, and then I'm just gonna why is it not color picking? Come on, there you go, and fill. All right, and then I'm gonna hit save, and it should be saved within the file itself. I'm glad Blender pulled back the AI feature, right? The whole Claude situation, huh? I don't know if I'm tweaking, but I tried the updated Blender. It felt different. I wonder in what way it feels different for you. Were you able to pinpoint what the difference is? Alright, so I'm just gonna start painting now, okay? Yeah, here we go. Let me just lower down the shadows a little. Do I want the cavity? Yeah, the cavity is a little strong. I just need a touch of it. There it is. Nice. Alright, let's begin. Let's go into texture paint. And... yeah, I'm already seeing some artifacts. What the hell is going on? What is that? Is that the, Uh-oh. One sec. What is that? What is that? This was not here earlier. Now what is this, huh? What is this? Okay. Actually, let me, skin base paint. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna fill it up here instead, right? I think this will... now let's be more sure. Let me reload this. Can I erase this? Can I clear? How do I clear image? Clear. How do I clear this? Let me just... yeah, click until you find it right. Imagine trusting me. Okay. Yeah, let me just fill that up. Fill. There it is. Alright. That looks filled enough to me. Let's proceed. Yo, Denji, hello. Welcome to the stream, welcome in. It just fell off. Apparently they had moved stuff or something like that. Interesting. Not sure what exactly. The differences are. You know, I should be recording this on my camera right now, but I'm just so lazy. Hydrate, thank you. I'll just fake it. I just ruined the illusion for y'all, right? Alright, let me color pick the concept art. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna lower the strength. Up, screencast keys. Alright. What the? So you've been? What are you doing here? Alright, it is the weekend right now. How are you? How's your day been? Hey, you are you. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing, my day's been great. Again, I didn't get to go to the gym. I was supposed to go to the gym today, but, got a little caught up with the, social media stuff, and, yes, and some other stuff as well. But after this stream, I'm just gonna clock in some, quick body weight workout, some push-ups, pull-ups, squats, and then call it done. Alright, so we're just gonna ignore the mouth bag for now. We can work with those later. I'm gonna up the cavity so I can see what's going on. There we go. Maybe a little bit of the ridge, just a little bit. Nah, the ridge makes it worse. The whole cloth situation made some more things clear because some Blender creators I used to watch got pretty mad in a weird way, and I'm making sure to not watch them again. Fair enough. Yo, Marshall, hello. How are you doing? Yeah. Twitter has been quite spicy. Quite spicy. All right. Let's give some blood to the eye area as well. Cheeks. Reese's Animations. I work out Mondays and Wednesdays. My instructor told me to keep my coffee all black and no sugar. It tastes like Goon. It tastes like Goon now, though. I'm doing. I see. I'm glad it's working out for you. What's going on over on Twitter? Just some pro AI users against anti AI users. Quite interesting. Specifically in like the Blender community, right? Like we're talking Andrew Price, Blender Guru. We're talking. There's this one account that promotes 3D art. I forgot the. Is this a 3D model? That's the one. And etc. Got quite a bit of quite a number of people contributing to the convo. So yeah, I wish I knew all of their names, but it's still ongoing though, so you could still catch up with it, or just follow some of the creators. Okay, let me just save this real quick. Let me go. I want to look at reference. Okay, all right. Let's look at this. I'm gonna set that to view. Okay, cool. We can slowly start building the volume. Color pick this. All right. Hey James, welcome to the stream. Welcome in. I just saw you posted the new reel. Yes. So the tentative schedule for now is to post it a little bit before I go live. Hopefully this will become like a habit, not only for me, but like, well, I doubt anyone actually keeps up with like the time that a short form creator uploads their videos. I don't think that's like a common practice, like a thing, right? But I do want to kind of make it a habit to post before I go live. Just as an indicator that whenever you see the reel like freshly uploaded, that means I'm live. I kind of want to create that that habit. I'm constantly color picking, by the way, and then painting, color pick, paint. I'm smudging. Oh, let me set this to standard. That way when we're viewing in this view, we're looking at the right flat colors. There it is. That is what we want to see. Right. Image. Alright, let's continue painting. Let's do... Yep. Okay. Alright. Pavlovian response? Is that what it is? You're talking about the Claude donation? Yeah, it's something to do with like yeah, it's like the I think it went from like like they were a patron, right? And then it turned into a one-time donation because of the feedback. also weird that so many 3D artists wanted this AI feature, right? Not like Blender can just get another sponsorship unrelated to... It can't get another sponsorship unrelated AI. Right. This was a very interesting choice. I didn't read too much into it though. I don't have the time, unfortunately, to get into the tea. I would love to, but yeah, I've been a little bit too busy. But I did see someone say how this could be like a kind of like a gateway to like get new users to be reliant on, you know, prompting in Blender as a guide, and then yeah, be relying on that so that they'll pay a subscription fee in the future or something like that, which I thought was an interesting take. I was like, ooh. But I mean, again, I didn't read into it. I don't know if they were eventually gonna do that or whatnot. I couldn't care less, to be honest. I'm too busy right now. How's it going? I was at work, but did I miss? You didn't miss much. We just began texture painting. Nothing much to catch up on. Yeah, in case anyone here hasn't caught up with the short form stuff that I've been putting out, right? I've just put out the first video of the daily series, right? Yesterday I uploaded the day 0, the preemptive video announcing that I'm about to do a daily journal on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're one for like the short form stuff and you want to keep up with what I'm doing, but truncate it into a 30 seconds clip, then that journey is yeah, the videos are for you. Okay, that's a good start, I guess. Not too bad. I've yet to get into like the, you know, the darker values and the lighter values to kind of like define the forms of the face. I'm still laying out the flat colors right now. Okay, let's work on the eye bags. Actually, let me throw in the eye so I can see what's up. Oops, the fuck? What was that? Oh. Oh, whoops. I went into the sculpt mode. My bad. Okay. First time using Ucupaint? Nope. Not first time. My first time. Alright. So later on, when I get to the shirt, I'll show you guys what I like what I did for the protagonist, right? I'll do the same for this character. For the face though, I don't intend to use any form of procedural stuff. No, I need to be a little bit more bold. I feel like I'm a little too cautious right now. It's feeling a little too dark. Let me just brighten that up. All right, slightly better, but let me make it a little bit more pinkish. There you go. Then I'll Yo, Carpe Diem. Had a nightmare but don't remember? Oh no. Well, I'm glad you don't remember it. Hey, Basil, welcome to the stream. I think I found what you guys were talking about. Donut and hot water. Yeah. There was a whole meme about the cone stuff. But I won't get into it though. It's I'm too out of the loop to give you an accurate report. Okay, I think that's a good enough start. I think this is looking a little dark for me. I want to brighten that up a little bit. So let's pick a slightly lighter color and just brush over this. Yeah, let's make it slightly more saturated maybe. There we go. Okay, that took way too long, holy. I'm gonna lay out some of the pinkish tones down here as well. Okay. Do you use add-ons for texturing like Ucupaint? I am using Ucupaint right now. Yes, sir. Donut in hot water. You're a donut. Have you tried Paint System? I have not. I've seen it though. I've installed it, but I've yet to like actually put it to practice. I think I have it installed right now for the E function. Yeah, I don't think this is an Ucupaint function. So by pressing E, it changes to an eraser, which is really handy. I think that's a Paint System feature, not an Ucupaint one. I could be wrong though. It's been a while since I've actually checked. Okay. Now I'm gonna darken this area here. All right, I'll do like a desat red. So like a brown, I guess. Bow. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. Okay. Ew, the fuck? Bro. Okay. Smudge. Yeah, this is what I hate about the Blender texture painting, like how it feels, right? Because the brush, again, it's like a projection mapping brush. It doesn't wrap around the mesh. It's like a 2D brush, you know. But it works, you know. I won't complain. Yo, Mike. You're really using Blender for texturing? Yes. Yes. Gin and passion fruit. Damn it. I just realized what you meant, Marshall. I hope it's really tasty. How do you smoothen your retopo? Smoothen? You mean like to subdiv? Like a subdiv modifier? Alright, all of the asymmetry stuff will come in eventually. I see the artists at Fortiche. The way they go about texture painting is that they would use a really harsh brush right off the bat. I do not have the guts to do that. I don't know how, but yeah, clearly they know what they're doing. And I wish I could just, you know, go to the Fortiche office and just look at them work for like a day. That would be so insightful. Sifu art style vibes, fair. Welcome to the stream. Isn't it lagging when you go big brush? It does. Yeah, so you just gotta work around that. It's just sub D. Yes, it is just sub D. Let me see. Let me show you what it looks like when I turn it off. There it is. Actually, I should paint without sub D turned on. It might make things a little less laggy, right? Let me see. Let me see if it does. Okay, versus this. Oh yeah. Yeah, I should probably turn it off. Okay, I need the cavity again to see what's up. Give me the flat colors, and I'm gonna darken it, saturate it a little. So what I'm doing here is I'm toggling between the material preview and the solid, like the viewport shading solid preview, and under the solid viewport shading I have cavity turned on, and then for the material preview it's just previewing this in emission, right? so it's completely flat. Actually, I was just going to that. Right now I have my, you know, again, like I said in the video, there are two types of color pickers. One is the local color picker. Basically, it picks up the local colors, right? But the thing is, like, if you have multiple layers, you wouldn't be able to pick the local colors after all of the layers are. Like, let's just say you have multiple layers contributing to the color of this one spot, right? But if you do a local color pick, it only color picks the layer that you're selected on. But if you want to select the local colors of multiple layers, you're gonna have to be in like the material preview and make sure that nothing is activated, and you want to make sure that your properties is set to standard. Your color management, your what do you call this? Your view? No. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. This shit right here, all right? The color management. Am I blocking it? I think I am. Yep, I fucking am. This right here. The yeah, you want to set this to standard. Hey Nuckwit, hey Ginger, welcome to the stream, welcome in. Everything on one map, like color, shadow, everything? No. Eventually I'm gonna create multiple layers, but right now, yes. Right now I'm working on a single layer. So I'm using the square brush that I made myself. All I did was I duplicated the paint heart brush, and then I set a square brush under the texture mask. I made this in Photoshop. All I did was I created a rectangle, and then I threw on some noise mask to kind of like grunge it up a little, and that's it. You have yourself a free square brush, which I've shared it on Discord, by the way. You're gonna have to search for it. I'm somewhere in the general chat. You'll find it if you really want it. Those are some fine years. Thank you. How you doing, Nuckwit? How would you do that if you can explain with just words? How would you do that? How would I do what specifically? Noble, did you UV unwrap off stream? I did UV unwrap off stream, but all I did was a smart UV unwrap. All I did is this, and then I set the angle limit to 25. Then I repacked it with scale and rotation turned on. That's it. That's the entire unwrapping process. It took me like 20 seconds. Separate color from value, etc. Color from value, etc. You're talking about like the shadows, right? Like how would I add the shadows, or like how would I add multiple layers, or what? Not too sure what you mean. The lazy way, exactly. Or should I say the efficient way? The right way. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by separate the color values, rat. This will do for now. Okay, I mean you said that you paint everything at once on a single matte color tone. Once on a single map, like you're using. You're gonna use lights in your scenes at all, like lights in Blender. Okay, I'll just explain to you how I go about texture painting. This is by the way, not like professional advice, because I'm still figuring this out as I go. All right. But what I do is I would create a PBR Studio reference right on the side, right here. That way I can color pick the local colors, right? I would start painting out the local colors first. Like what you're seeing right now, these are all local colors, right? Well, I'm adding in forms as well, but like generally we're looking at local colors. And then once I'm done with that, right, you could add another layer on top, new image. Now do like, I don't know, shadows, right? Just imagine that's the shadows right there. And then what you can do is to, yeah, just because you're in the material preview and you have the colors previewed under the directly previewed, right? So you're pretty much plugging it instead of like looking at it like this. You're looking directly at the colors, meaning that it's pretty much you're essentially plugging it into an emission shader, right? And then you need to have this set to standard. That way, you can color pick the local colors on multiple layers. Because right now, okay, there are two methods of color picking, right? One of it is you color pick locally within that layer, and you can see how it turns black, right? Because that is just a flaw of Blender, I guess. Like to sample local colors, they're basically sampling the local color of the image texture, right? But if you want to sample the local colors of the viewport, there's another option, right? You know what? Okay, let me just spend a bit of time talking about this. I covered this in a video, by the way, if you guys really want to learn how to do this, but quickly go through this. What is it again? Color pick. What? Sample color. Yeah, okay. You see here, right, that there are two sample colors. One is well, for Blender I think it's Control X and Control Shift X, but I set it to S and Shift S. And then yeah, one of it has sample merged. Sample merge, you're sampling the global colors of the viewport. And then with it turned off, you're sampling the local colors of the layer that you're selecting. And then because you're previewing the color, the texture directly, meaning you, like previewing an emission shader, right? And then you have your color management set to standard. I forgot the view transform, that's the term, set to standard. You're essentially looking at the local colors. So now with sample merge turned on, you're sampling the local colors. And now you can set this to, for instance, multiply like you would in Photoshop. And then you just color pick and then go over that. And then, yeah, there you go. That's your... Or if you don't want to do that, you could like... I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, set the brush to multiply instead, and then color pick, and then do that. Okay, that's not working because we don't have a base color to multiply over. Damn it! So yeah, you're gonna have to set this to the layer itself to multiply, and then yeah, and then do this. Maybe lower the strength a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And once you have like a good enough color, you could just I guess color pick this. I don't know. Let's see. Set that back to mix and then just paint it in, I guess. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out, to be honest. There you go. And now you have your shadow layer. And just literally do the same thing for everything else. Does that make sense? I'm gonna delete this. There you go. There's a way to get pure color. You can just click flat shading node without shading where matte caps are. Hey Augie, yes you can, but you're selecting the local color of the image. Now if you want to do like another layer, right? Yeah, this is another flaw, I guess. Let's just say you have your shadow layer painted on this. Now look at what happens when I go to this. Yeah, you're only able to view it one at a time. Maybe there's a way to view multiple. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to view multiple layers at once under this mode. But if you want to use multiple layers, you're gonna have to go into material preview. That is the one drawback. Alright, let's start building up the volumes. Yeah, I could just set that to multiply, there you go. And make it slightly reddish. Set that back to mix. What if I end up just painting on a single layer? You know, I wonder if the artist at Fortiche paints on multiple layers or they paint on one single layer. I have no idea. Probably multiple layers. I'm sure it's not as restrictive in other painting softwares. There are limitations to Blender for sure, but again, there's a will, there's a way. In today's day and age, especially. I'm still new to Blender, I don't know where anything is. It takes time. You'll get the hang of it eventually. Right. And how did he do this? You know what, let me pull up some references. I'm gonna try to get as much done in a single layer as I possibly can before moving on to using, you know, multiple layers. Let's see. Give me my reference, please. pure ref. Right, load, open recent mood board. La 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 la. La. Let's see. Ooh. Now, which one do I want to follow? Let me see if I got any anything I can't show on stream here. Oh, yeah, let me delete those. I think everything else is fine. I'm looking for something to reference. I want to make sure I don't leak any titties or dicks on stream. Alright, everything else is pretty clear. Okay. Look at that. Do I want to look at this? Do I want to refer to this? Do I want to refer to this? Look at that. Holy. That looks cool. This could be a good ref as well. Yo, Phoenix, been here since the stream started. I was just lurking. I finally finished my villain OC. Let's go. Feel free to see whenever you have a sec. Yeah. Will do. I think I'll do a little bit of this. Boom. I have another image. I think it's the one of, what's her name? Oriana? The cinematic version. I don't think I have it here. You just copy that. Boom. This is nice too. Boom. Cedric Pay Ravernay. Correct. Absolutely correct. Maybe this. Yeah, why not? Okay. Let me close this. Boom. Save. Let me go to ArtStation real quick and yoink some as well. Gotta make this my best work. Gonna try. You have lots of revs? I do. Sometimes a little too much. Okay. Where is it? I have what? There it is. There it is. I was talking about this, by the way. Yeah, Oriana. Yeah. Insane work in the motherfucking motherfucking brain. Save. Okay. Copy, paste. Alright. Okay, last one. Copy and paste. Alright, just to give you guys an idea of what I'll be referencing. Okay, let me just make sure I don't leak any chase. There you go. I will be looking at these fairly actively, just to, you know, get a feel for where to place things. Alright. Here we go. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna have to probably saturate her lips a little bit more. Let me throw my reference here. I mean my concept art here as well. Isolate the head. And let's go. Alright. Texture paint. Now I'm gonna color pick the local color of this. Shift S for me. For you, it'll probably be Control X or Control Shift X. or if you didn't change the default keys or settings. Ah. Slightly darker. Is this thing you're aiming for out of your comfort zone? I think it's a little bit, not too out of my comfort zone, but I'm definitely trying to push the outcome as much as I possibly can. I want to do a better job than I did for the protagonist. That is the benchmark. Is anyone else here texture painting? What are you guys up to? What is the sitch? Oh right, I'm gonna have to record you guys saying hi again for the Instagram and TikTok. Y'all want to say hi real quick? Final details on this Nightcrawler high poly, specifically hair stuff. Ooh, texturing and Quixel Mixer. Man, it's been a while since I've used that. I've had a Quixel Mixer face as well. A good replacement, a good substitute for Substance Painter, for sure. Your villain OC and uploaded him to Artfight. Yeah, heard of Artfight. Never participated though. Nerds! Yo, Nerdy Butcher. Art fight? Yes, you did. Drinking and having snacks? Oh, hell yeah. That's why it took you a while to type, right? You had to dust off your fingies. Dorito dust. Dorito dust. It does get everywhere. True. It sucks that they cut support for the software. It's actually good. That is true. It really sucks. I remember looking for like a new version to come out, but it never did. Like nothing ever happened, and then it just died. It's like they got bought up just for it to get put in the shelves. Unfortunate. No cheese chips here. I see. Let me just get this out of the way. If you guys want to say hi, feel free to say hi. If not, it's fine too. I'm not gonna force anything. Just minimize this. This is for the Instagram, all right, and TikTok. All right, say hi. Quick check on the losers. A quick checkup on the losers. Just do another take on a different camera app. A quick checkup on the losers. Say hi, say hi. Thanks, guys. What swap losers? W losers. Thanks for participating. I need to do that more often, like at the beginning of the stream. It's not a habit just yet. I need to push out the streams. Damn it. Ah. Okay. Alright, back to more, back to texture painting. Texture painting. Here we go. Alright. While I do this, I just want to quickly remind you guys that, well, for those of you on Twitch, you know, if you're subscribed to Amazon Prime, and did you know that if you're subscribed to Amazon Prime, you have a free sub? If you haven't expanded it yet, you haven't used it anywhere else, just consider using it here. And for those of you on YouTube, did you know that you can become a member? You know, I'm working on putting something together for, like, maybe I'll work on some members exclusive videos. I don't know if that is what I want for YouTube though, but I'm definitely thinking of, like, putting together some kind of super cut for the nerds, right? Because the YouTube videos are for the nerds and the casuals, but I'm sure some of you would want to look into more of, like, how I do things, because that's how I like to learn as well. And I could maybe, like, throw them together on, like, I don't know, I'm thinking either Patreon or YouTube membership. The thing about YouTube membership is that they take such a big cut as compared to Patreon. It's quite a dilemma. It's like, it's nice to have everything unified in one area, but at a cost of, like, a fairly huge cut. Much. All right. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'll make things. A little prettier to look at. Let's try. And by the way, just don't make today's stream timing a habit. I'm only streaming today because I'm making up for the lack of streams. I took 2 days off to work on some social media stuff. But yeah, don't make today a habit. All in Blender, yes. Hey Axia, welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Terrible at gauging the forms of the lips, holy. Even your social media edits are done in Blender? Oh my god. Imagine. That'll be pretty OP, but no. I used DaVinci Resolve for my edits. I've been looking at DaVinci for video editing, but haven't done much aside pull up some tutorials and download it. Fair enough. Yet DaVinci is it's crazy that it's free, first of all. It's insane that it's free, and second of all, it has a pretty insane color grading tools. It's pretty much the industry standard. Oh, where did my alerts go? I lost my alerts. Hydrate, thank you. Yum. Alright, let's be a little bit more brave. Maybe let me have this selected. White wine now? Jeez. Look at you. Being all fancy. How long does it take to create one character? It really depends. It really depends. For my case, I'm on day, 16 right now. And the protagonist took me 2 months. But then I'm not like the quickest artist, I may not be a good gauge. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a good average, right, to gauge from. So yeah, a month to 1 to 2 months, maybe. It really depends on the complexity of the rig. Depends on the complexity of the character, Yeah, I'm not the most proficient artist, for sure. I think, if I get to work on one thing for like a more extended period of time, then then it'd be a lot quicker, but fortunately just not the case for me. Yeah, another annoying flaw is that when you do a Control Z, it undoes the smear brush. Like whenever I do Control Z, I have to press 3 again to go back to the smear brush. Pretty annoying. Alright, color pick. And boom. A little bit of AO, you know? A little bit of AO. AO? AO. La la la. La la la. Why are you not using a more professional software to texture paint? Well, I do like a more streamlined workflow. It doesn't hurt that it's free. Alright. Everybody's saying, hey, because the vast majority of professional texture painting softwares are expensive as hell or subscription-based. That is true as well. That is true. It's far better to have everything streamlined and in one place. Yeah, I think there isn't like at this point, right, at this day and age, there isn't like a right workflow. The right workflow is like what is required of you. If you're a company if the company that you work at requires you to use Substance Painter, right? It's like it's part of the workflow, then yeah, use whatever is right for your work. You know, for what I do, Blender is more than enough. There are some drawbacks. It's not like perfect by any means, but yeah, I've been texture painting in Blender for like quite some time now, you know. It'd be much better in many areas, but It's kind of like asking, like, why do you poly paint in ZBrush, right? Wait, let me do an add, maybe. Nope, let's do a screen. Actually, no, I think this is bright enough, so I'm gonna go darker instead. I'll do a mix and then I'll do that. I think I need it to be slightly more saturated though. For models in other softwares, the weight paints and shape keys get wiped out. Fair. Problem with most people's opinions, they think free or low cost means it's garbage, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Yeah, at this day and age, that is it's no longer a valid argument. So yeah, that is very true. The Fortiche artists use a combo of 3D paint, which is just a bit more polished than Blender's tools, and straight up hand painting on the laid out UVs in Photoshop. Whatever works, doesn't have to be fancy. That's interesting. Oh, 3D code, okay. Right, I've been meaning to try out a 3D code to see what how it feels, you know. Maybe one day I'll give it a shot just for fun. And yeah, exactly, like you can people still paint on directly on the UVs. So yeah, there really isn't one way to go about things. Right, texture paint. I don't want to follow too closely though. Let me just switch it up a little. Let's see. Let's try this. The other thing is that if your style doesn't demand a ton of detail, you can do everything in Blender, especially if it's more stylized or cartoon learning. Right. Right. Easy soft, brother. Cool web to download software, and it's so safe. All that I have is from this page. Oh, you're saying to pirate it? Yeah. I mean, one can sail the sea, I guess, yeah. You can get detail, even fine detail in Blender. Yeah, you can do so much in Blender, by the way. So much. VIP badge? No way! Yo, Mia. This is a pretty damn big day. Holy shit. Mods Mia. What if I mod you? I'll give you an option, Mia. Do you want VIP or do you want mod? You choose. You choose. I'll give you the option. Do you want mod or do you want VIP? It's up to you. That's wild. Exactly. 100,000 fucking pointeroos. Big day. Mia has mod. Aware. Hey, Potato. You trust me with the power? Yeah. I trust you enough. Hand over the sword. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Thanks for the hydrate, Potato. About to get banned. Exactly. Boom! Big news. Wait, let me see. Right, rectangle, there it is. I want this to be saved. Alright. Hahaha. Haha. Wait, is there a way to... I see, what are you... There's like a hit mod thing, right? Like there's a different green badge. I saw a hammer one time, but I don't know how to do that. Let's go, Mia's a mod. Only see the work that make Noki and Flycat just with Blender. It's incredible. Alright, Flycat is a really great testament to working only in Blender. Like if I were to, you know, if I were to try to convince anyone that you can do everything in Blender, I would recommend a Flycat video right away. Very true, James. Very true. And thank you. One may say that this was the beginning of a downfall. Rip Potato. Alright, this is I guess your last stream here, right? Hit mod, you can assign mods after and other stuff? Really? Is there any alternative close to Blender? My PC can't run Blender, in fact not even install it after version 2.79. Ooh. That is... I don't know if I can think of any. Is there like a Blender Lite somewhere out there? Is there a Blender Lite? Yeah, there's no Blender Lite. Damn. Not even 2.8. I see. That's tough. I'm sorry, Rutiger guy. If anyone here has like a recommendation, feel free to drop them. But I can't think of any right now that could fulfill your needs. What are you exactly looking to do though, Frutiger? Leader mod. Okay. I will look into that. Have you seen Nagi's video where he recreated Arcane in Blender? I have. It's a pretty crazy video, huh? Yeah, I saw it as soon as it came out because I'm subscribed. Wait, was I subscribed then? I'm pretty sure I was. But if I wasn't subscribed then, I was definitely subscribed after the video. That's for sure. ZBrush can run on Potato, but it costs money. Yeah, that's true. No, that is a good point. If you want to do sculpting, ZBrush is a very light software. That is true. Yeah, that is a huge plus of using ZBrush. That is for sure. But damn, that's crazy. I had no idea you've been saving up Mia. Sneaky, sneaky. Do you have a VIP redeem, Mia? I don't think you do, right? Because if you do, I'm gonna stop drowning you. I'm gonna stop spamming the Discord pings. And the older versions of Blender. Yeah, the thing is, they said that anything beyond, I think from 2.8 onwards, they're not able to run Blender. It's only up to 2.79, which is like literally one version before the release of the UI overhaul. Hey bro, what the heck are you trying to make? I am trying to make a hacking character for my hacking animated film. Cloth sim and water sim too. Blender has some weak points, true. You definitely don't do simulation stuff in Blender. Well, we're getting there with GeoNodes, but yeah, it's definitely one of the weaker points. But GeoNodes is looking real promising. NURBS modeling, okay. Particle simulation for these things. I use RealFlow, Rhinoceros, and Marvelous Designer. No, those are like. Well, I'm not sure about what Rhinoceros is. Is that like a cat type software? I'm not too sure. But Marvelous and RealFlow, those are like industry standard stuff. ZBrush was lighter in Blender? Yeah, definitely. I believe it is. I think it definitely is. I've heard many people like sing praises of a lot of people sing ZBrush praises for how light it is. And let's not even talk about like how they're able to handle the density. There's no competition in that regard. No contest. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Nomad? That I have no idea. I've never tried the PC version. And I've upgraded my PC a while ago, so it wouldn't be a fair system to test out the lagginess of a software. Wouldn't be a reliable source. Alright, now let's do the top region. That being said, yeah, wait, sorry. Chances are if you're locked from downloading Blender, it's because it no longer supports your graphics card drivers, etc. Ah, I see. Which means you'll probably be locked out from most 3D programs as they cycle out support for older specs all the time. That being said, yeah, ZBrush can run on super older specs. There you go. Lock bench texturing is horrible. Okay. So did you say what exactly you need? Let's see. Like a close amount of tools in Blender, like the modifiers and the animation. Oof. That is tough, yeah. I don't know how light Cinema 4D is. You could give it a shot, like download a free trial. Nomad is really light. I can run it on a pretty low spec PC. Also runs on phones. True, it does run on an iPad. To get anything detailed or a larger scale, it goes downhill really fast. Might recommend seeing about buying secondhand. True. Older model iPad and getting Nomad Sculpt or something if they're specifically looking for sculpting. Yeah, I think they're looking for tools to animate, it seems. Let me see again. Not for Minecraft. I mean, it's decent, but its animator is so bad if it's not for Minecraft. I see. Not exactly sure what tasks like you're trying to execute, Rudiger. But yeah, I don't know if you've tried C4D, but I don't know if C4D is any lighter than what do you call that? Blender. You're gonna have to try it out though to find out. Okay. That's a little too harsh. Let me lighten it up. Down, 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 down. Do I just screw it and paint in the shadows as well? Did I start painting in the forms? Let's do it on a single layer. Let's give it a shot. I might regret this. The wise thing to do is to save, right? But am I a wise person? Will it be like an will it be an open film, like open source? I'm not exactly sure how what you mean by that. Meaning like do you mean like the assets are gonna be free, or do you mean like is it gonna be published on YouTube? I'm not too sure. David. Awesome art, thank you, Ruther. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, by the way. But this film will be released on YouTube, if that's what you're asking. But if not, just let me know. I'll clarify. I love to be your student. Perhaps someday. Unfortunately, I don't do lessons. Perhaps one day. But thank you. I'm glad you think that I'm even capable enough to teach. I feel like I have so much to learn before I do any of that. There are some artists that I see online that I really wish they have like lessons or tutorials, but they're just artists in the industry. Can you retire for like a year and make some paid tutorials? I would love to learn how you do things. Texture painting is really satisfying for me. I agree. I love texture painting. I'm not good at it just yet. I'm trying to be. But I definitely enjoy the art form. Like, I wonder what some of the shorthands are, you know? I'm sure there's some shorthands that some experienced 2D artists, texture painting artists have acquired over the years that they constantly reuse, you know? Like, a pretty prominent feature of Arcane is the eye region, right? There's so much detail going on in the middle. And you see that reoccurring pattern scattered on like all of their characters. I just want to peel the brains of like some of those artists. Like, what are some of their shorthands? Like their like do they, is there like an area that they constantly darken? Is there an area that they constantly highlight? You know what I mean? Let me just peel that brain. I love the way Arcane did the faces. Me too. Me too. If I could do textures like Arcane, I would be unstoppable. Right? Oops. I could darken this a little. Oops. Do you guys have like that one artist that you wish you could just, you know, sit beside them for like 2 hours while they work on their stuff and just observe, you know? Do you guys have one of those, any of those artists in mind? You guys could pick one artist to sit beside and just stare at them go about doing whatever they do. Blender did some short films and it's an open movie, but I saw that not all assets are all free. Okay, yeah. Some of them you have to pay a subscription to Blender Studio Web to download it. So sad. Yeah, that is true. They do have like assets that are completely free to download, but some of their later stuff like the storm rigs, yeah, they're paid. But they've already provided a lot of like free assets to study from. I think that is a really good place to start. Alexis Weneroy and Alberto Mielgo. Let me Google those names. Alberto Mielgo. Mine would definitely be Cedric. I don't want to mess up but I don't want to butcher their name. Pavernare. Let me just look it up. Cedric, man. Let me just look it up real quick. Where is it at? The one that I showed earlier, you know, just a while ago. Cedric Pavernare. There it is. Yeah. Dylan Gu, I want to learn animation from him. Okay. Roderick Praler, let's see. Roderick Pralier. Principal character artist of South of Midnight. Okay. Ooh. Oh, okay. Alexis Weneroy, head of character animation at Fortige. Ooh. And Alberto Milgo. Oh, the guy who did the what is that? The name of that film? The one on Netflix. Ribaro, right? Is it that? Okay. Sergei Kabaler. Oh, okay. Walt Disney. League of Legends. Wow, stacked portfolio. The lead animator for Tish. Jibaro. I want to attend his workshop in the future. I like to learn animation and workflows. It's cool to have an asset of a character rigged so you can focus on learning how to animate. That's fair, yeah. And after do other things like dessing a character or rig one. Dessing. Dessing. What is dessing? Or rig one, okay. I see. Yeah, I think Blender has plenty of free assets to do whatever you wanted to do, right? To focus on learning how to animate. They already have a fairly yeah, quite an amount of like free rigs, no? Quite a big amount. I've definitely studied some of the Blender rigs. And also like to observe how they did their shaders. Specifically Sprite Fright, I remember. I was so curious, and a lot of the things that they do at Blender, a lot of it is procedural. Like I'm talking not even baking the procedural textures, they just straight up render it out as it is. Just very, very impressive. Yo, Kelly, welcome to the stream. Oh. Welcome in, welcome in. Hydrate, thank you. Going to bed now, sun is rising. Thank you for watching the stream, Exia. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deselect. Actually, no, I don't have to do that. I can just turn this off. What am I doing? Alright, let me just smooth this out. Actually, I'm gonna work with a soft paint brush. Alright, and then I'm gonna have to work on the lips, like the bottom lip. Totally neglected it. Such an inspiration to me. I appreciate that, Axia. You are too kind. Soy sauce bottle. Does it really look like that? Did you feel any effects from that salt? Any effects? Nope. I think a puny little spoon of salt can hurt me. A lot of big talk for someone who tried to dodge that shit like it's the plague. I'm free. I'm here. What did I miss? Some texture painting stuff. That's really about it. I'm still working on like texture painting the head. Which, you know what? Now that I think about it, let me just yeah, I'm gonna have to fix the shape of the lips. That is not the right look for sure. I don't think, but let me plug this in here. Ooh, yo, that is looking not bad. Let me set this to Aces 2. Ooh, hey, you know what? I'm not mad about this at all. All right, and forgot about her ears, right? To put her hair back to reveal her ears. You guys voted for that. Imagine this, but without the bald spots, obviously. Model looks pretty, thank you. A little too friendly, right, alright. Yeah, she's supposed to be looking down. Oops. Like in the reference image, she's looking down like this. Oops. What? Oh, it's the shrink wrap. You're supposed to be looking down like this. And then looking up. There it is. That's why she looks so kind. Like in the reference, she is looking down like that. Oops. Ish. That was the idea that I had anyways. I'm not a 2D artist, okay? Alright. Spare me, spare me. Yeah, I gotta head out later. Later, Noble. Take care, take care. Thanks for dropping by. Oops. La 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 la. Okay, let me continue painting the face. I'm so slow. I feel like a seasoned texture painter would be like almost done by now. You know what? Am I a seasoned texture painter? Hand painter? Nope. Alright, let me continue working on this. Alright. Baldy. Betty? No. Baldy? Yes. Angie. Well, it can always make the shadow around her eyes a little bit darker. It could make her look a little bit more sinister. The concept art is great, though. You need to give yourself more credit. Thank you, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, I guess we're working on one layer. You know what? If it works, it works. I don't need to have multiple layers. I had to do it for the protagonist because I was figuring a lot of things out. It did give me a lot of control though. Like I'm gonna lose so much control from this, but I'm just very lucky that it just worked out. It wasn't the case for the protagonist, right? Like it, I think it took me 3 tries before it worked out. And I've yet to color pick from the reference that I rendered out. Here. That's a little too high. A seasoned painter only needs 1 layer. Exactly. Okay. Alrighty, Roo. Bobby is live. Okay, okay. At least you have someone to rate later. Alright, and then... Oh, let me just unpin my message. Message still pinned on... Yep, it is. Whoops. Let me unpin this. There we go. Lunchtime. Have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, CC. Thank you, thank you. You have a good lunch. Alright, let's be bold. Actually, not too bold. Let's build it up gradually, right? Okay. I Let's do a little highlight here. Do like a pretty jarring white. Let's do square. Bold move, sir. Build up gradually. I know, right? I'm like so brave. Actually, there's someone that I recently followed on Instagram. Let me look up their works and put it as a ref. Save me. Okay. These are like hand-painted assets though, but you know what? Still good to have on the side. One layer king. Or a one layer kink. Which one is it? Alright, let's add some highlights. Alright, let me bring out the Filtrum. A little bit of this. And then let's bring out the... Oof, I'm forgetting all of my terms. The Vermilion border. Something along those lines. Trying out Krita got me feeling like a toddler with crayons. Real. That's how I feel whenever I play around with CSP. OGs use MS Paint for texturing. I've actually done that for texturing. The fuck? You mean like what? Exporting out your UVs and then importing it into MS Paint and then texturing from there? Are you crazy? Are you insane in the membrane? There's a very shallow like a very shallow orbitals, right? So I don't want to deepen this too much. I don't want to darken this too much. The truth is coming out now. No more drinks for me, I guess. That is, yeah. Gotta lay off the whiskey, man. MS Paint, holy. Now, actually, you know what? You should drink more. Because I have a newfound respect for you now. For, We're painting over UVs in MS Paint. Holy. What a Chad. What a fucking Chad. Like, if you can do that, like, I don't see anything in this world that could scare you. Nothing in this world frightens you anymore. Didn't say it was good though. MS Paint is crazy. Painting UVs in MS Paint, exactly. You heard right. Crazy, right? A madman, I tell you. Do 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 do. All right. That's a good start. I had MS Paint, Photoshop 7.0, and Paint Shop Pro back in the days. Terrible choices, no matter what. Paint Shop Pro. What the hell is it? What the hell is Paint Shop Pro? Let's see. Can I do anything fancy? Okay. Let me add, finally add a second layer. Holy. Let's do shadows. Wait, what is this again? Skin paint. Okay. Skin paint. Skin paint. Shadows. 2K. Alright, let's see if we can come up with something interesting. I'm gonna turn on. Let's see. Multiply. Yeah. Let's see. Misleading title? Oh, right now. Alrighty, Rue. I promise it is exactly as it says. Alright. I think they got purchased by Corel and maybe later into Corel Draw. Not sure though. Corel Draw. These are like alien to me. I've never heard of those. I know this looks terrible right now, but don't worry, this is on a separate layer, so we're good, we're good. We're Gucci. Alright, let's see if we can find a smudge brush with some textures. Is it this? Rake mixer? Ooh, look at that. Pretty. A harsh. Give me my regular smear back. Smear brush really helps with the hand-painted look. I can agree. How much of the shadows are you painting and how much are you letting the shader take care of it? Good question. So I'm just adding in enough shadows. Okay, this is obviously really harsh, right? I'm just adding in enough shadows to kind of like define the forms. Like nothing too like in your face, but just to name a few, ambient occlusion and like a lot of the contact, like mostly ambient occlusion is what I'm painting, and then just some basic top-down lighting, not too strong, just a little bit to indicate that, you know, to showcase a little bit of the forms, but yeah, they're let me just pull up one sec. Just remove this a little bit first. Hey, feathers, social media. Yeah. So you can see that there's definitely lighting going on, right? But you can see that these shadows are painted in. So all of the ambient occlusion stuff are painted in. And then the lighting just kind of adds to the forms. But a lot of the, yeah, like this for instance, that is hand painted as well. Like the contour of the face, like this area is kind of like hand painted. Yeah, logo colors, ambient occlusion, and some shadows and a little bit of highlights to kind of just separate to define the volume of the mesh. But then yes, there like lighting comes to play as well. I don't know if that answered your question at all. But yeah, ambient occlusion is mostly painted in. Cast shadows and AO. Cast shadows. No, definitely not cast shadows. I think cast shadows are a little too harsh. Like if I were to paint in cast shadows, I would be hand painting the shadows underneath as well, right? But that I won't paint in. So yeah, just ambient occlusion, I guess. You're not a 2D artist that much, and these softwares are old as well. Fair enough. Yeah. I've never heard of those. Corel and... Yeah, I've never heard of Corel. Can you ship this, maybe? That may be a little too high. Maybe I'll lower it down. Oops. Used to be huge back in the days. Our middle school had us doing Corel Draw. Ooh. Interesting. Retopoing pens, congrats. Were there a lot of folds you had to retopo, Alex? I'll do some AO here as well. Damn it. Texture paint. AO. Not just a few, folds are surprisingly hard to sculpt, so I stuck to a few. Okay. Oh, not a lot, just a few. Right, okay. Good. Deserves a week-long paid vacation after tackling retopo. Exactly. Need a recovery period for the traumatic event, right? This part's gonna be covered. What am I doing? Okay, I'm wasting time. Yeah, let's not focus on areas that would not be seen. I totally forgot about that. I caught myself there. Caught myself. I might be pulling her hair back, so... It's done. Let's see, any other areas I could possibly add to. Give up on 2D after a day, screen tablet or no drawing at all. Oh no. GG's, at least you tried. Saturation. Saturate. Under the brows? What do you mean? What about under the brows? Additional sketching in the future? Now. What about now? Well, what about a timed 2 minutes long gesture drawing? Oops. Oh, you ask where else the shadow should be? The chat delay is messing me up? Okay. Fair enough, yeah. Hey, Arca Mind Gamer, you could be hired at the 4T studio. You're so good. Oh damn. Thank you. Far from what they're able to do. Way too far, but I appreciate the compliment. Alright, let's see what this looks like with a diffuse shader. Woohoo! Not too shabby. Let me just throw on a AGX. No, not AGX. Asus. Ooh. Okay, it's coming to life for sure. It is coming to life. I'm getting so sad for 2 weeks not being able to do 3D. Oh no. Why? What is... Why not? What is coming up? I have nothing. I don't even know where my sketch notes is, although it was not awful back in the day. Not good, but far from awful. Okay, okay. Oh, your sketch notebooks. You don't know where they are? I see. Okay, okay. And you were saying that you don't have a screen tablet, right? Okay. I see. Right, should I get into asymmetry? Alright, let's do asymmetry. Let's do that. Yeah, I think I'm only gonna have to... I only have enough time to work on the face today. Because obviously I'm really fucking slow. Emperor of Cheese. Hell yeah. Welcome to stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm leaving for a trip out of the country. I don't want to risk breaking or losing my PC. Oh no. Ah. Well, that is really unfortunate. I hope you at least have like a good trip, you know? Alright, now that we're getting into asymmetry, right? I will create another layer. This time I'll probably do 4K so that we can, you know, get into the little details. I'll do asym 4K. If it's too big, I could just scale it down. Actually, 2K might be overkill. Sorry, 4K. You know what? Let's stick to 2K. And then until we really need to, we can always increase it later on. Let us resize this, divide by 2. Yeah, 2K is more than enough. Alright, let's get into asymmetry. Thank you, nice to be here, cool model, thank you. Oh, I assume it's your first time here, so let me just quickly go through what I'm working on, right? How are you planning? Okay, before I talk about that, question: how are you planning on doing the brows? Will you use your hair shader or just paint them in? I'll probably be using my hair shader, like the same thing I did for the protagonist. Yep. Okay, Bennett, thank you for the follow. Thank you. All right, to just quickly go through what I'm working on right now. I'm currently working on a short film. It's called Red Feathers, right? And you're looking at the second character of the film. And yeah, I've been working on her for what, 16 days now. And if you want to learn more about the film, right, let me just drop a link in chat. If anyone wants to learn more about the film, but basically the film is about the turning point of our main character, which is already complete. You can check out my socials if you want to find out what he looks like. But basically, this film is about the events, the redefining events of his turning point, right? Where he goes from like someone who handles like things like injustice and he does all that ethically, right? I mean, what I guess his world would consider ethical, and then he turns into someone who does all that, but he takes extreme measures. And this film covers the turning point, basically. Oops. Okay. Okay. A short film? Are you doing it entirely in Blender? Yes, I am. I am. Quick question, the texture goes through a shader? No. I mean, it will. It's gonna be plugged directly into a diffuse BSDF, but no, right now it's directly previewed. It's like I'm looking at the color itself, and in the standard view transform as well. Is it some complicated shader? No, it's not. Well, I will be including some sort of like hand painterly normals. Probably will bake them in or just do them procedurally, but you can do this basically. Let me just give you a quick demo, right? One thing you can do is to use the Voronoi texture, right? The Voronoi texture to create this like almost hand painterly like normals, I guess. Let me just bring this back. There it is. Let's just say you want to, I don't know, stretch it along one axis, right? And what you can do is to tell Blender to kind of mess around with the position of the normals of the geometry. That's the normals, right? And you just do a mix. You want to make sure that as long as you're dealing with any vectors, you want to set this to linear light. I don't know what the reasoning behind is, but you just have to do that, and then just throw in a bump map or a normal map or a bump, yeah, whatever, right? Just throw that in there, and then yeah, just reposition it. Okay, that's not showing really well. One sec. Why is that? Let me just set this to smooth. Normal. Something is not right. Wait, why is it not doing the thing? Still not doing it. What? Maybe it is. Is it? No, it's not. One sec. Let me pull up my protagonist real quick. Any plans on using the Blender compositor for stylization? If you're talking like a Kuwahara kind of filter, then no. If you're talking like compositing, possibly. Awesome, man. I wish you the best in your film endeavors. There's a simplicity to the style you're using that I really like. After watching Blue-Eyed Samurai, it's aesthetically pleasing. Fair. Thank you. Appreciate that. And yes, Blue-Eyed Samurai was really good. Yeah, I totally get that. Just copy this over here. Yeah, why is this not showing up? Linear light. Yeah. This is supposed to work, but it's not working. Maybe it's too small? Wait, something is wrong. Oh, okay. Maybe it's the way the Voronoi was generated. Interesting. Let me see. Geometry, normal. Oh, I'm using a texture coordinate. Is that why? No, but no, it's not. Voronoi is normal, geometry normal. Is that why? Let me give it a shot. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's working, but it's There you go. That's what you can do, I guess. For that painterly feel, right? I do intend to introduce some of these like imperfections, possibly. Yeah, just to kind of like spice it up a little. But I think a lot of like this hand painterly normals, I'll probably like manually do them myself as much as I possibly can. But yeah, there's this artist that I recently found on the internet that does this really well. Let me just show y'all some of her works. It's like, look at this shit. As a vector instead of color, the mix node. Oh, you're talking about this? I don't know. No, I don't think so. Maybe? If I were to do whatever I did earlier, that work? No. I think it's the way that I think I was using the wrong vectors to channel the Voronoi texture. I think that's what it is. Because anything you want to like linear light tends to work with like vector stuff. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. Like you look at how insanely detailed this is, right? And then look at this. Boom! What the fuck? Look at how many faces there are. Just this is like game ready, basically. Insane, right? In the membrane. Then check this. Check this. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Just a plane that is slightly extruded out here. And then boom, details. I need to get to this level, guys. I need to. This is just cheating, right? Like, what is this? Oh, this is overpowered. Holy shit. And then look at this too. Look at this. I need to get to this level. Give me your wireframe, please. Wireframe? Oh wait, I don't think she shows it for this one. But this one, look at this. What the hell? Yeah, this makes you it makes you think, right? Like there are levels within the pros. Yeah. I aspire to get this good. Is she using that CR illustrative brush pack? I'm not sure if she does. I think she works with Substance. Yeah, painted only in Substance Painter. So yeah, there you go. And before anyone use the argument that, oh, there it is, look, Substance Painter. This is a reason why it's better than Blender. I bet if she were to pick up Blender, she'd be able to do the same shit. Easy. He just needs to get used to the right tools, right? Look at this, bruh, this is insane. Maybe she does. She might. I don't know. No. Yeah, this one is also Substance Painter, so... But look at that. Look at the amount of polys, and then boom. Ridiculous. This one is okay. One is... Oh, okay. I was gonna say that she probably used some procedural mask the curvatures, but yeah, a lot of it's definitely hand painted as well. And this one is just like, yeah, it's a single plane with the new ray shader. This one is just right, it's just shoving it on our face at this point. Like, holy, this is crazy. But yeah, I need to get this good. Speed paint study. Look at that. Speed paint. I'm so mad. How does one get this good? Like, I want to sit down and just watch her work. Right? Like, these are the kind of artists who I just want to just like stand in the back and just look at them work and peel their brains, right? I want to get into their brains. Like, how do they do this? Very normal paint. What's this? Yep. Okay. But yeah, there's that. There are levels to this. Got though? Yeah. It's the skill, not the program. Exactly. Alright, back to reality, right? Now you guys have to watch me paint. Hey Nada, hello. Oh, it's already 6. I gotta go. I need to work on the script. Okay, let me just paint a little bit more and then I have to bounce. So I was working on the asymmetry, right? So let's do that real quick. How you doing? Alright, square. Why is it doing that? Maybe it's just too harsh. Yo, texture painting hype Ruby, hello. How you doing today? We're about to end. Just about to end. And if anyone here is new, right, again, don't get used to this schedule, right? I'm only making up for the streams that I for the lack of streams, the like 2 of the weekdays, I forgot which days that I couldn't make it live, but yeah, I'm just making up for the streams. Don't get used to this. Just chilling? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. A tiny lip scar would be cool on her, like Vi's. Ah, okay. Maybe. Maybe I will do one of those. Not a bad idea. Why is it doing that? Like it's smudging. Let me set this to 4K. Convert, resize to 4K. Alright, let me just times 2. Alright. Let's see if it still does that bullshit. Yeah, it still does. Smart UV causing issues? Oh no, this is just the it's probably the multi-layers thing. Like if I were to do this on the base layer, it's fine, you see? Like it has no issues. It's probably like the aliasing of this layer up top here. I'm guessing it's the aliasing. That's unfortunate. That didn't happen the other time. I wonder why this is happening though. Does it have something to do with ASIM? No, it is transparent at the back. I have no idea why. Oh well. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I think I'm gonna have to bake everything. Let me just bake this down, right? Bake all images. Wait. No. Color channel, bake color channel, 2K, GPU. I might lag a little. And let's go. Please don't lag. Please don't lag. Oh. Whoops. My bad. Give her a beard. 1 sec. Alright. Alright. Let's do it again. GPU. Alright. Beard. Cyberpunk. True. Okay. Let me just save this out. Save image as source files. Let's create a new texture. Call this Blender Textures. Wait, I'm stupid. I already have that. Delete. Images. Blender Textures. Then I'll do email Goon. Skin. Call. 2K. Did I not capitalize call? Why did I not capitalize it? I should though. COL. Okay, there we go. With the Robo Jaw, the dude, right? The Asian dude? I think so. What is your opinion on Ucupaint? Everybody praises it, but as someone who actually used it, what do you think about it? I like it. I think Ucupaint is it's great. Like what can I say about it? Let me think of like a flaw. I feel like if there's any flaw of Ucupaint, it's really just due to the limitations of Blender. I think Ucupaint is yeah, it's great. It's very powerful. I like it. No complaints. Oh wait, I saved the name wrongly. Let me just rename the image. But yeah, Ucupaint is great. Let me think if there's like any flaws that I would wish for them to fix that isn't due to like, you know, Blender's limitations. You know, the first thing I can only think of maybe improving on the UI, but then I've gotten used to it, so tough. Email Goon, okay. RF Email Goon skin. I was gonna rename it. Oh, ASIM. ASIM color 2K. Okay, and then I'm gonna import it in. Open image. I'm gonna look for the image. I'm looking. Female Goon. Female. There it is. Alright. Yeah, I can delete this now, the one below. But that means that the shadows is baked in. No more moving this around. Oh, well, I'm lying. I could technically bring this down. And yeah, we still have control over that. But let's not make things more convoluted than it has to be, right? Texture paint update now. True. So true. I really wish they would improve on the texture painting aspects of Blender. First things first, like fix the lag. Like, apparently, according to Yen, right, texture painting used to be smooth. You were able to, like, you know, paint with larger brushes. And apparently they've solved it once, and then yeah, the problem reoccurred again. Not sure how true that is, but he has worked with like many versions of Blender, so I would believe him. And now we can work with a square brush finally. And now that I baked it, the problem kind of went away. Maybe I could have just ignored it. Yeah, I would also want them to fix the way the brushes feel. Like, if they could get it to feel like the sculpt brushes, that would be amazing. Yeah, the sculpt paint brush is goated. I'm refusing to watch the last two Arcane apps because my friend keeps telling me to watch it and refuses to watch the show I want them to watch. I love that. Okay. Can you recommend any Ucupaint tutorials? Yes. Well, it doesn't really cover like the ins and outs of Ucupaint, but I think this is a good place to start. A very, very good place to start. Here it is. I'll just drop it in both chats. Would also be nice to have more than two brushes for texture painting. True. Fair. The square brush that I'm using right now is a custom brush, and I do have the Craft Reaper brushes, which I need to use more often. I don't use them enough. But I haven't, like, you know, made the habit of using them. Was that the end of the playlist? In your opinion, what's the hardest thing to retopo in general? Ooh, I think right now I'm gonna have to say folds. Because folds are random. Like with faces and fingers, you know, and hands and, you know, what else? Yeah, those are generally... You could generally rely on the same techniques, right? The same... Man, what do you call... I'm not too familiar with the terms, but like the islands, you know, the different colored regions. But when it comes to folds are fucking random. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna have to say folds easily. This is looking very arcane-esque. I kind of want to try to, like, not be too arcane-esque. Not because it's a bad thing to look like arcane, but I don't want to be too much of a knockoff. Like, arcane is... You cannot out-arcane arcane, right? So I need to try to find some other techniques. Maybe the rendering would be what makes things different, I guess. There's only so much I can do with a human head. Should I use base? Same base? Yeah, exactly. Oh! Coney! What? Why is the alert not going off? Come on. Come on. Oh no, okay, I'll just do it. Welcome raiders, by the way. Thank you so much, Coney, for the raid. I really appreciate it. How was the art? Last streaming art, I see. What were you working on? And welcome, Kirkland, Eric, and Coney. Welcome. Tiger Raid. I have a question don't you create your character by box modeling only and not sculpting? Sculpting is way harder than box modeling. No, I do sculpting and then retopologizing. Because I'm used to this workflow, I would argue that poly modeling, like box modeling, is more difficult because I'm simply just not used to it, right? But for someone who is used to it, then yeah, I would imagine. I can imagine how sculpting could be an unnecessary step. But I'm used to this workflow, so this is easier for me than to straight up poly model a character. I'm just not used to that workflow. Where's the rake brush? Rake. Let's give it a shot. What if I do this? Do I want to do this? Manual sound alert. I'm working on a kitty art rewards for a donathon. I'm hosting to help a kitty. Ah, I see. How is the donathon going? If it's still ongoing, how's that going? I hope it's going well. And welcome Raiders, by the way. I'm currently working on a character for an animated short film that I've been working on for the past couple of months now. And she is the second character that I'm working on. The protagonist is complete. And she is, well, as the title says, the female Goon, right? And subbing, Nucky said he don't want to be a knockoff. Okay, alright now. Alright. I take it back. I am the knockoff is knockoff. Alright. Now you can sub back. It's still ongoing. It's well, we had stalled for a bit. Okay. We already got the funds to do the surgery on the kitty. So I'm super happy. Let's go. That is huge. Let's fucking go. Congrats. That is a huge achievement. Kitty can get the help. Let's go. Do I like this? Do I like this rake look? You gotta try. Let me see. Is there anything else I can try to replicate? Maybe this look. South of my country, don't even know them. Damn. A burly raptor. Are all the characters in your short film floating heads? Fortunately or unfortunately, no. This is here's like a work in progress of the entire body. Sec. There you go. Here's a whip. Yeah, the color's a little washed out now, but yeah. Okay. Let me continue to... Let me smudge this out. Don't really... Not a huge fan of the rake look. It could be a good way to introduce some like imperfections that I can then smudge out, right? And yes, Coney, if you have to, do the post stream stuff, you want to go grab some food and, go pee. I won't hold you hostage. And thank you once again for the raid. Hoping Kitty doesn't need a second surgery, but all the rest is for a later care, okay? Probably physical therapy. He has his back leggies backwards. What the? Okay. I see. Well, I hope, yeah, I hope the kitty gets the help, it needs. And huge W for the Donathon. Good work. I joined in as you rated. The pre-roll ads were running while the rate commands. Oh no. Liver defect. Talking about ads. Oh no. It hit. I'll be vanishing, but I will come back some other time. About to go sleep. Take care. The art is looking good. Thank you, Burley. Yeah, you have a good rest. Thank you. Thanks for joining the raid. Night. Agile is done. I'll be lurking. Need to tend the kitties for a bit. Yeah, go ahead. Thanks for the raid once again. Really appreciate it. Looking amazing as always. Thank you. Thank you. I try. Let me turn on the wireframe. One last paint and then I'm gonna have to bounce. I gots to go. The hair trick is so cool. I remember where you shared the tutorial. Thank you. Yes, yeah, I'm glad you think so. Yes, if anyone here is new and you need a hair shader, I have it. If you want this kind of a hair shader, I have it up for free on my Gumroad. There is also a paid version, but you can always download the free one first, right? To try it out to see if it's of your liking. If you like it, yeah, consider grabbing it. Okay, not very happy with the nose. Let me just fix this before I go. Let me rake this up. Give me the rake. Hand me the fucking rake. There we go. Right. There we go. A little bit better, just a little bit. And then where? Hey, Chenny, welcome to the stream. I do gotta bounce soon though. But I do go live every single weekday. This weekend is an exception because I'm making up for the streams that I missed out on some of the weekdays, you know. I forgot which days exactly, but yeah. Just FYI. Okay, I'll fix the nose off stream. It's a little weird. I thought I could get onto working on the shirt as well, but this will have to be it. I'm not the most proficient at painting. I gotta learn more about how to do hand painting stuff. I'm so slow with this. Let me just quickly set this up before I go. Let me go to properties. Thank you for the follow, Tom Har. And 2D Jam and Burley. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, the sound alerts are just broken now. Bennett. Yes, thank you all for the follows. There we go. There she is. I think we made some okay progress, not so bad. You can't leave? I'm sorry. Well, I'll be back tomorrow for one last weekend, and then we'll be back with the usual weekday streams. I like the slight crookedness in the nose. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. I tried to introduce some asymmetry. Some other asymmetry will have to be introduced to the rest of the face as well. But that'll be it for now. Let me just remove that. And this is without the painterly normals. This is it with. Breaks up the light a little bit more, which is nice. Okay, let me just end it off here one sec. Alright, thank you all so much for watching today's stream. Alright, I'll be back again tomorrow to continue working on the texture painting. Probably we'll get into, like, I don't know, texture painting the shirt or one of the other elements of the body. We'll slowly but surely get this done, right? And we're gonna get to mess around with some of the masks that I've already baked that I was gonna use. But, you know, didn't have the time to, right? Like, for instance, this pointiness mask, right? We're supposed to, yeah, look into doing some of these procedural stuff, you know. But tomorrow, that'll be for tomorrow, okay? And we're gonna go say hi to Plobby. All right, Plobby does a lot of the development stuff, things that are way out of my expertise. So if you it'll be something new for y'all to check out if you're not used to game dev stuff. All right, and yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be live again tomorrow. Consider joining the Discord. Don't forget to hydrate and all that stuff. And yeah, bye bye. Bye 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 bye.